key things you can do to ace an interview and get hired on the spot. There are some critical questions that every interviewer gets asked, and this is typical of every human resource department in every job that you will ever apply to or get interviewed to. These are questions that they must ask you. When it comes to interviewing, a lot of people freeze and even forget what they should say in the interview process or what kind of answers they give. And there's some pretty basic questions that could get you easily to the next step of the interview or even get you hired right there on the spot. So if you're the kind of person who freaks out during interviews, this video is for you. But also if you're looking to get hired on the spot and to avoid the long lines of shenanigans that go with interviewing, you definitely want to watch this video. Hello there, Vines, my newly subscribed and my day ones. Jumbo, welcome or welcome back to our channel where we explore incredible opportunities that allow us to break free from the conventional 9-to-5. Of course, I'm your host, Aggie, and today I have a great one lined up for you. But of course, you want to make sure you're subscribed and also make sure your notifications are on. That way you don't miss when a video like this goes up, all right? Also, if you're in need of a resume, check the description. You will find a link there where you can download one for $1.99. Guys, grab your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's dive in. So when you're in the process of being interviewed, one of the questions you're certainly going to get is, tell me about yourself, all right? While interviewers will make the inquiry in various forms, it will go by that you will need to be ready to answer with confidence and grace. Also, remember your posture is critical when you're being interviewed. So you want to make sure you sit upright, your shoulders held high, making a subtle eye contact, not staring, but just a subtle, confident eye contact, and make sure your hands are in just a place where you feel comfortable, but not too giving. And this question is fundamental to your success. There are plenty of jobs available, but it is how you answer these questions that really determines if the employer is going to hire you or not. Make sure you are confident. This is one thing that they always look for when they are interviewing new candidates. So I'm going to give you a list of the questions that they will typically ask, and then I'm going to tell you how you should answer these questions. Now, you shouldn't take this verbatim. You can word it in your own way, but make sure it's within what I'm going to tell you, because this is exactly what the employers are always and constantly looking for. So the request to describe yourself will come in many ways. Interviewers may ask you to tell them about yourself, describe your career journey, share your background, describe yourself in a few words, 3 or 7, describe yourself in a simple sentence, or tell them words that best describe you. So typically, those are the questions you're going to get about describing yourself. No matter how they ask the question, the interviewer will want to learn something about you, both your knowledge, your experience, as well as how you relate to people and function within an organization. And interviewers commonly use the question as a launching point, and they'll dig into your background from there. Obviously, we know background checks are a big part, but they kind of want to get to know who it is that they're talking to, what kind of person you are, and all that. So a lot of people, when they get asked this question, they go into telling them about their family. You know, I'm the eldest, I have a sibling, and this and that. Really, the employer is not looking for that, and I will tell you why. So whenever you get asked a question like that, there are some keywords that you want to use that are typically what human resource or the interviewer that's interviewing you is wanting to hear from you. You can mention them within a sentence, but as long as those keywords are there, that grabs the interviewer's attention and knows that this person knows why they're here or what they're bringing to the table. So when you answer the question, of course, you want to be honest, but you also can tailor your questions to the job and the organization where you are interviewing. So you can also tailor it to fit the organization. And this brings me to a critical point. You want to make sure you thoroughly research the company you're going to interview for. So for example, let's say you're interviewing for State Farm Insurance, or you're interviewing for a bank or a bank job. You want to make sure you know everything about that bank, who's their competitor, how well they're performing, what are their struggle points, what it is that they're struggling in the department that you are interviewing for, and so on and so forth. So for example, if you're interviewing for a job in finance, like I just mentioned, you can emphasize on the analytical portions of your previous role, right? You can state in numbers what you did in your previous role that will fit in your new role. Or if you're exploring a job in procurement or purchasing, you can point out your strength in negotiating with others to find resolution on issues. So you want to make sure you're aware of the position and you thoroughly research the company's background on the same. So here are the things employers want to hear that you can bring to the table. You want to use these kinds of words and you want to use them for these reasons, okay? So the first 3 words I'm going to give you is passionate, energetic, and motivated. You can write those down. So employers want to hire candidates who are enthusiastic and care about what they're doing. They want people who are inspired to show up, do great work, and perform well. They also want you to talk about your areas of passion and how you're energized and motivated by the role. The other words that you can also emphasize in your interview is, for example, learner, improvement focused, resilient, resourceful, and flexible. Employers want to know that you're interested in growing, developing, and improving yourself over time, especially within their organization. Obviously, they want to hire you for your performance today. They're looking for what you're going to do for them today. Also, the potential you'll offer going forward. The world is changing fast, and so they want to know you can be resilient and flexible as conditions shift. You know, if a new change comes in, they want to know that you can change within that monumental shift in their organization and still perform. You want to talk about your commitment to growth, and you also want to talk about your learning and describe the ways you've demonstrated flexibility and resourcefulness in the past. The other words you may want to factor into your interview that could help you easily ace your interview is stating that you're a relationship builder, team player, and a communicator. So nothing is done alone. Work which is more solitary requires input from others, and it must be delivered to an internal or an external customer down the chain of value. So as a result, employers want to know that you can communicate well. They want to know you can work well with others, and they also want to know you have great skills in in connecting, right? They want to know you have fantastic skills in connecting with other people, collaborating, and also managing conflict, right? So give examples of how you've worked with colleagues before to find new solutions or to support a team member who needed help. It could be maybe a team member was sick and you decided to go on your day off to cover that team member's shift. It could be a team member couldn't stay late because they had to take care of a sick child, and you extended your time at work to cover that team member's workload. Discuss your desire to build strong relationships with colleagues. This really makes employers happy because they know that you are going to perform your job with minimal supervision, and you're also going to be helpful to your fellow colleagues. So they're definitely so they will not require to micromanage you, in other words. And the other words that could also make you stand out is stating that you are a leader, you're a problem solver, and you're also a self-starter. So employees also want to know you will take initiative or jump into solving problems or dealing with issues, right? So whether or not the role you're interviewing for is in leadership, the interviewer will want to know that you do have these leadership capabilities in positively persuading, influencing, and motivating the people around you. So give examples about how you stepped in, led the team when they were facing a challenge, and the ways you influence others to bring their best. They want a team player. And let me tell you, there is nothing that makes the dream work like teamwork. So any employer interviewing you wants to know that you're a team player, that you value your colleagues, and you're somebody who can work with your colleagues easily, even by motivating them or even by giving extra input to help your colleagues. This really makes the employers happy. I'm telling you, if you answer these questions with utmost confidence and deliver, you will get hired on the spot. I can tell you the many times I have held jobs and interviewed for jobs, I have never missed a job opportunity because of failing at an interview. I probably missed it because maybe my qualifications didn't match, but the interview process, I always ace the interview process. So when it comes to interviewing, if you keep these keywords close to you and you know how to answer them thoroughly and well, that job is yours automatically, and you will come back here to tell me that you did get a job because of this. Always remember, these jobs will always give you the opportunity to be the hero these companies are looking for, right? So that's all for today's video, my incredible vines, the newly subscribed, and my day ones. Until the next video, stay motivated, stay inspired, and remember, I'm always cheering for you. Thank you so much for sparing your precious time once again. Your girl Aggie, signing off. Kwaheri.